And we are live, man. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Loreverse live podcast where we talk about things Marvel, DC, Star Wars, fantasy, and action. It's your boy Stevie Hayes, joined by my boy Dallas. What's up, dog? How are you today? What's going on?
Chilling, man. Just got off work, ready to put in some more hours on the spot, man.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a really fun time. Now we do have to address a few things today. Like we don't have a lot of topics. There hasn't really been a lot of news, but there are some things that I do want to talk about. Some things that I want to address. Definitely in regards to the DCU, as you guys see, the main topic today that we're talking about is Batman. We have a few Batman topics that I wanted to talk about. And so let's get into the first topic for Batman. So right now, as of from Daniel RPK, some news went out or a rumor or whatever. Daniel RPK has this Discord chat, and he talked about that. He heard that James Gunn is going to push Batman the Brave and the Bold back, and that it will not be coming out for several years because James Gunn is prioritizing the completion of Matt Reeves' The Batman trilogy. So just some keys takeaway from here. James Gunn is reportedly pushing to fast track the Batman Part 3, and the goal is to allow Matt Reeves to finish his vision as quickly as possible so the studio can move on to a unified DCU version of the character. Apparently, the major reason for this shift is rumored to be because James Gunn does want to avoid having two separate live action versions of Batman. He thinks that the rumor is that apparently he thinks that it could confuse a lot of general audiences, and because of this focus, the DCU's official Batman debut in The Brave and the Bold will most likely be pushed back to maybe a 2029 or 2030 release. James Gunn has also stated publicly that he will not move forward with filming any project until a perfect script is finished. And he's recently debunked rumors of that the screenplay for the Batman The Brave and the Bold was complete and all of that jazz. So, with all of that being said, how do you feel about the possibility of the DCU Batman being pushed back for for Robert Pattinson's Batman and Matt Reeves to finish their trilogy? Like, do you think that hurts the DCU in any way?
Um, yeah, I think I don't think the DCU has much time to build right now, and they're not doing a very good job when your main attractions so far are Clayface and Supergirl, sorry. And you already know how I feel about the Superman movie, so let's not even get into that. But I just feel like they're just he's just stalling because I don't think he really knows what he wants to do exactly quite yet. I don't really see the point of finishing a Matt Reeves trilogy. I feel like he should just cut it short. I mean, I like the Batman. I like the way that I like that movie a lot, but I just don't see the need for it at this point, especially if that's not going to be the Batman that we're going to see. It seems kind of pointless, and it just seems to me that he's just stalling for time.
I hear you. I hear you, man. I mean, I think the same way. So my position with the Batman is that if the Batman was doing something different, like what like if it was like a Batman Beyond or something like that, you know what I mean? I would say okay, like let's finish this out because who cares? Like it's Batman Beyond different, or if it was a different version of Batman. But to me, the Batman just gives Nolan vibes, right? The only difference is that this is a noir, Batman,
Yeah,
so I don't really see the reason in continuing this. Like I understand you want Matt Reeves to finish his trilogy, but this is business, and you have a universe. Now, this is what I think. I think maybe James Gunn would want to end it, but maybe the higher ups are saying no because the Batman made over, I think, 800 or 700 million at the box office. And because it made that much money, maybe, DC's way of looking at it is like okay, like we understand you want to build this universe, but the reality is the Batman almost made us $1 billion, so you got to make this happen. And also with the Penguin, right, being a universally loved show, it even won some big awards that also might be pushing to the Warner Bros team making possibly James Gunn. And maybe when he became president, like it was an agreement that he was going to allow Matt Reeves to finish his trilogy, because the rumor is that he did ask Matt Reeves to switch his Robert Pattinson Batman to fit the DCU, but Matt Reeves said, but apparently Matt Reeves was like, no, I didn't sign up to do this. I signed up to do my own trilogy and call it a day. Because I mean, the easiest thing for everyone would have been for Pattinson to just switch over, right, and to make him a fantastical Batman. And I think, and honestly, like I think that would have been the best decision. I was a pro Robert Pattinson Batman guy, so it does suck, but I mean, if we are getting a trilogy, I just hope that Matt Reeves like revolutionizes Batman, and I hope that this can mean that we get like a Robin and other characters, and that we can actually get a Wayne Manor and things of that nature in the Batman 2 and 3.
Well, we saw a part of Wayne Manor in the Batman 1, but I just feel as if like I don't know. I feel like this next Batman that we're going to get is going to be so different that he's almost going to be like unlikable, right? Because we're used to these two other Batmans that like the main Batmans that we've seen, right? I feel like this new Batman's going to be like so out of the water with like his portrayal. I think it's going to be completely different. I don't know. I just feel as if like they have to hit the casting for Batman out of the park, or nobody's going to care.
Wait,
And
are you talking about both the Batman and James Gunn right now?
No, James Gunn for the official Batman. They have to hit this out the park for the casting.
Do you like the fan casting? How people? Sorry, go ahead.
And like James Gunn, low key, so far for casting, like he's done an all right job, but like he could do better. Like he could do better. And like Batman has to be perfect. If Batman's not perfect, low key, nobody really cares about the Justice League. If you don't have a good Batman and a good like Superman, nobody really cares about the Justice League. And a good Flash, nobody cares. So Batman needs to be spot on, and his suit needs to be gas because nobody wants to see a bad. I've seen some really bad Batman suits. And the fighting. Go on. What were you saying?
No,
what were you saying?
You said
the fighting needs to be like the fighting needs to be something different. Like I'm so tired of these elbows. Like Batman is smooth. Like Batman is brutal but smooth. Like give me a brutal but smooth Batman.
Yeah, and that was my biggest critique of the Dark Knight trilogy that everyone glazed. Was the fighting was so gosh awful. And I think Batman will have all of those things, but the part that I'm at is I know you've seen the Brandon like Sklenar Batman fan castings, right? How do you feel about him? Like, could you see Brandon being the guy?
No, he looks like a Hulk. Like he just looks like a big buff, muscular dude. That's just not like. I think he can portray like Batman in the suit well. I don't think he's gonna portray whatchamacallit. I don't think he's gonna portray Bruce Wayne well at all.
Yeah. A part of me does see the vision to an extent because I feel like you can make him look Bruce Wayne-y. And we're going to talk about the biggest fan casting for Batman that's happened over the weekend in our next topic. But a lot of people are glazing Brandon Sklenar, and he's been glazed for a long time. Now, let's get back to the topic because I want to burn this a little bit more. I do think that this is a terrible move. I do agree with you. 2029, 2030 is terrible. I do think in regards to production, it could feel like less of a time depending on what movie comes out after Superman, because we know that right now, or they are about to start filming. And by the way, the name got changed to Superman Man of Tomorrow, which I've been calling it forever. Like there's no way he would just name it Man of Tomorrow, but Superman Man of Tomorrow starts filming this year, which means that we're getting more, DC content. But the question though is that like, what movie now is coming after Superman? Because that to me, that's going to be another year to 2 year wait, right? Or another year to 2 year wait. I do also have a fear about Superman Man of Tomorrow because the production is being rushed so fast. Like I wonder, like, is the writing going to be good? What's going to happen there? But I do think with Batman, a lot of fans are going to be pissed off. So, and which means that if James Gunn is aware enough to want to hold back releasing a DCU Batman because Pattinson is being Batman, there's also could possibly mean we might not be hearing the casting until after the Batman's press run is over, which means that we might not be hearing about a press run, which means that and the Batman 2 Part 2 is currently slated for release October 1st, 2027, which means we might not see a freaking casting until December of next year.
Bro. This is criminal, bro.
You
James
know?
Gunn needs to go, bro. Like, he needs to. I'm tired of this guy. Like, okay, I'm so tired of James Gunn, bro. He's so pretentious, bro. Just give us what we want, bro. Like, stop, stop beating around the bush. Just build a universe. I don't know what he's doing. Like Clayface, why is that coming out? Okay, like I'm excited for the movie, but for completely different reasons, right? But seriously, why is Clayface coming out? Why do we have a Supergirl movie? Why is the Lanterns like so ambiguous? We haven't seen anything in the trailers. Like, why are you not giving us information? Why are you responding to people online and giving us the information that we don't actually want to know? Why are you waiting for Matt Reeves Batman to finish? Is it the money? Is it because you genuinely have no freaking clue what you want to do? Matt, like, yo, Gunn needs to go. Gunn needs to go. I'm tired of him. I'm already tired of him. I'm so done. DCU is cooked. Like I say it now and I stand on it now. DCU is cooked. This next phase is not going to be what everybody thinks it is. I can already tell because Gunn is a freaking mess. Get him out. I'm done with it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that James Gunn has made terrible decisions, and I've told you before, like I think it's the small stuff that mattered, and I think when it comes to the small things, James Gunn hasn't made really good decisions, which really turned me off with some of this stuff. But I'm still leaving out hope. But I do think that like pushing back a Batman anything is going to hurt the DC in a way, and it's sad. But the reality is that's what people wait for. So what James Gunn needs to do is he needs to cast a Flash instantly, ASAP. He needs to cast Wonder Woman ASAP, and he needs to make Aaron Pierre's Green Lantern the biggest thing. Because if you can't do Batman, you can't let Batman hold you back. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel. So if you want to make Man of Tomorrow a Justice League soft launch, you still do that, but you just make other characters very important. You know, so you grab Green Lantern, Aaron Pierre's Green Lantern, John Stewart. You grab the Flash. You grab Wonder Woman. You grab Martian Manhunter, and you make those characters very important. And I think you can make it work. But he just has to shut up and stop talking about it and just show us, you know. And he has been like,
think we're going to get a Martian
Manhunter,
Manhunter?
I guess. But you said what?
Do you think we're going to get a Martian Manhunter?
So he's using the DCAU as his blueprint. So I do believe we are.
Okay,
because of that.
Like, it's about freaking time.
Yeah, because
that's the only thing I'm looking forward to.
What, John? Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter. Like,
yeah, bro.
That's the only thing that has me excited. A new Green Lantern and a Martian Manhunter. I could really care less about Flash. There's too much Flash content out anyway. I see that he does need to cast a Flash, and he needs to cast a Wonder Woman. Who do you think he's going to cast for Wonder Woman?
They think it's Jason Momoa's girlfriend, Ariana Adrones. I don't know her last name, but she was a gorgeous lady though. She's a really good actress, but she was in the Star Wars show Andor. She was in Andor. But apparently Jason Momoa's girlfriend is like #1 in the running for the Wonder Woman role, but that's just rumors, so we don't necessarily know what's confirmed yet. But that's what everyone's saying. But yeah, man,
Adria Adrona.
Yeah, that's her name, Adria Adrona. Yeah, she would be perfect. She would be great. I have no idea.
She's 5'7". You know who I wouldn't be like random throw out there, right? Remember, Odessa Azion?
Yeah.
She would be interesting.
She's too short.
She looks the part.
She's like 5'1".
5'5".
Yeah, she looks the part for sure. She definitely gives Amazon vibes, but she's too short. She's way too short.
Yeah, that's the part. But I would let's just throw her in there, low key. But I think they need personally, I think they need a tall, muscle mommy kind of build. Like they need to fit the look for
I think that Gal Gadot was a great casting because she was so tall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was just undeniably gorgeous. And the one thing that Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman landed that just got me every time was her mannerisms, you know? And one thing about female actors that men can't really portray well is mannerisms, which Gal Gadot landed perfectly for the Wonder Woman character. Now, I think in the DCU, she should be way more vicious than what we saw Gal Gadot. She needs to be a savage because Wonder Woman is a savage. You know what I mean? So if you do go a muscular, she has to be a savage, and hopefully that's what James Gunn is going for. But What is
Like
what,
she is
what
an
is her-
Amazonian warrior.
Yeah, but this is how I view the DCU though, right? And this is how I view it, right? So if James Gunn is writing, he already wrote the script and now he's directing, then that means that this is about a year of James Gunn possibly not making greater decisions for the freaking DCU. Because he has to direct this movie, and directing a movie takes a lot of focus, takes a lot of your time. You're at the set all the time, you're on every scene. Mind you, there's other projects going on. So the question that I have is like, how is he going to be able to, make these casting decisions for Batman and for all these things? And you could say, oh, Paul Safran's going to do it, but we've never heard a situation where Paul Safran took the reins and made a decision on the casting. James Gunn will have to be involved, right? So that's the other
Paul Safran?
question. He's the co-owner next to, or he's the co-CEO.
He must be a bum because I've never heard this guy's name come up in
So
anything.
now he's cool, but James Gunn basically handles the creative side, and Safran handles the CEO financial side. You know what I mean? Like he handles the administrative side, which is perfect because you have someone that can create and some. But this is why Kevin Feige from the MCU is the best because he can do both. You know what I mean, at high levels. But anyways, yeah. So that's my fear with James Gunn. It's like,
You mean Peter Safran?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Peter Safran. But my fear with James Gunn is like, bro, you're directing a movie for the next year. How are you going to make these decisions that need to be made to save your universe? And just being honest, and just being real, if I'm going to pull Batman, I will pull Nightwing. There's been situations where Nightwing has been a key member of the Justice League.
There's no way they do the Justice League without Batman. They just can't. They just can't justify it.
No, but I'm saying like if I wanted to put a Bat family character in Man of Tomorrow, I would just pull Nightwing. It's interesting. Try to establish him as his own hero.
Because it's interesting that they changed Man of Tomorrow to Superman Man of Tomorrow after this news that we got. Because like I wonder if the reason why they kept it ambiguous is because they wanted it like a play on who's really the Man of Tomorrow. I wonder if we're going to get to see a Batman or another strong like lead male character. And I wonder if now that they're like, no, we're not doing Batman, we're not doing any of that. Like, I wonder if that's why they changed the title, or if maybe they were just like, oh, this was low-key lame. Let's make sure everybody knows who this movie is about.
Yeah. Well, the main thing that they need to do, number one, is to leave Guy Gardner out of it. Guy Gardner cannot be here. I can't stand Guy Gardner. I don't want Guy Gardner in this show or in this movie whatsoever. And hopefully it is Aaron Pierre's Green Lantern. He could be the Man of Tomorrow. But I really think it's a play on Superman being the Man of Tomorrow. But if they are going by the storylines that they say, he does involve like a bunch of heroes on Earth. So hopefully we can see something like that happen, bro. They got to do something, dog. They got to do something. But
yeah, I just feel like you could see them falling behind, and it's really sad, honestly.
Yeah,
because the DCU has so much dynamic characters that like you have no excuse for not having content.
Exactly, and it's like you're not. And it's like I don't expect them to keep up with the MCU because they're a well-oiled machine, you know. I don't expect that. But what I do expect is for James Gunn to understand who his clear and big characters are, which feels like bro doesn't know.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's bottlenecking the DCU, because all these problems could have been solved if he just cameo Batman and Superman 1.
How would he have pulled that off?
The reason why I don't think he's going to announce anything about Batman Brave and the Bold is because the Batman is in production right now, which means there's going to be production photos, which means there's going to be a bunch of interviews and rumors and stuff going on. So he's not going to preview Batman Brave and the Bold. But if you do it before the Batman starts filming, the hype train's already gone. So then everyone can focus on the Batman. You know what I mean? Because Superman came out last summer. You would have been able to hold that hype and have fans get excited. But then fans understand that, the Batman 2 is happening, but fans still have hope because they know that there's a Batman. But now that there's no announcement on Batman, he's probably not even casted. A lot of fans lose hope, bro. And I don't think a lot of fans are regardless of who the capers are, because most DC James Gunn glazers are saying this isn't true, this is not true. But if this is true, a lot of DC fans are going to be pissed off. I will argue some DC fans are pissed off already, like you and I.
Yeah, James Gunn Glazer's got to be like the most like toxic superhero fan base I've seen in a while.
Nah,
They're
it's
really
probably Zack
bad.
Snyder. I think the Zack Snyder loonies are worse, but it's like people act like James Gunn can do no wrong, you know? And it's like,
Yeah,
bro, he's not. And I'm not a hater for thinking that he's not doing a good job of running the show because he's not.
he's clearly fumbling the bag in many ways.
Yeah, he's not making good decisions. So
Yeah,
let's hope. Let's hope we'll see a change. Hold on, let me just take off the city.
getting hot over there. All this talking about DC actually kind of got me angry.
You said what?
I said all this talking about DC actually has me angry.
What, the whole Batman situation?
Yeah, this is just yeah, yeah. I just have no hope right now.
Yeah,
Hopes at a 2 out of 10, low key.
which means we're definitely not getting Batman and Clayface. Probably gonna be some corny silhouette.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah. Well, what will be fire? And this never happened, but what will be fire is if like the Batman was secretly a DCU Batman film, and it comes out with that. Oh, that would be the craziest twist, bro. And they're like, "Yo, this is actually the DCU Batman." I will lose my mind. I will probably cry. I ain't gonna lie. But that's wishful
Do you
thinking.
think Do you think Clayface is going to tie in to the Justice League at all? Like to any of the like the big movies or the Batman? Any Batman Brave and Beyond?
Brave and the Bold. I don't
Brave
know.
and the Bold side.
I don't. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Like, why is he getting a movie? Like, they haven't explained that yet. Like, is there like what storyline are they chasing? Like, what are they doing?
I think it's just an origin. I think it's
Uh,
just an origin movie because because they're trying to play off of the horror vibe. You know what I mean? The horror movie vibe.
he's in Creature Commandos, but he actually has a role in that. I don't see like what his
Yeah,
role
bro.
is so far.
I don't know, man. I said I don't know, bro. It's weird, man. It's weird, and that's why I said, bro. Like I don't know, bro. I just don't know, man. Like this whole situation just raises questions to me of like, yeah, it just raises questions. We have no idea. I mean, let me see. Yeah, I mean, look, we know that Clayface is probably probably a origin film. Fine, whatever. But but how does this connect to the greater DCU? It's probably just establishing Gotham.
Oh, we already.
Which do you need a Clayface movie to establish Gotham when I'm pretty sure we saw the Gotham emblem signs in the Superman movie or the Gotham you know road sign.
Yeah, I don't. And like that's one of the big things that Matt Reeves' Batman did the best is establish Gotham as its own microcosm.
Yeah. So these are the questions that we have not been answered yet. So okay, next topic here. Let's talk about the newest Batman fan casting. Okay, Mr. Paul Anthony Kelly. Okay, so Anthony Kelly has been fan casted, and apparently he's rumored to be casted as the Batman, or he's in talks for the role, possibly. So this guy has had a breakout performance over the weekend. So he played John F. Kennedy in an FX series called the Love Story. John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bassett, which premiered this month. Apparently, a lot of people, he's been going viral because a lot of people said that he has a Bruce Wayne aesthetic. Fans pointed out his old school masculinity, chiseled looks, and the wealthy playboy like energy that mirrors the traditional comic book depictions of Bruce Wayne. And obviously people started glazing it. Oh my gosh, David Corn Sweat follows him on Instagram. He's going to be Batman, you know, the usual. But this has also started a battle between Brandon Sklenar and this Paul Anthony Kelly guy. So based off of the way he looks right now, does he give you Bruce Wayne / Batman vibes?
I'm gonna be honest with you. No, he gives me kind of, but he gives me honestly like he gives me more Superman vibes. Like he looks like yeah, he gives me more Superman vibes. I guess it depends on the hairstyle that I'm looking at. So I'm looking at pictures of him right now, and there's a few where he has this like curly, messy hair, and that's giving like an older Nightwing. And then like there's a few where he has this like slick back oil gel like '80s look, and that's just giving Superman. I don't see Batman. And even this photo that I'm looking at right now, like he looks like he'd be like one of the politicians in a Batman movie. I don't see Bruce Wayne.
So
Not off the
I
look anyway.
so I see Bruce Wayne. I just don't see Batman. There's this clip that everyone's been talking about on TikTok of him walking into a building, and they were like, "Yo, that's Bruce Wayne buying the Daily Planet," and I'm like, I could see that. I just don't see him as Batman.
His shoulders aren't wide enough.
Yeah, I mean, but
Like he just doesn't have the build.
fixed, though. Yeah, but you can fix builds because all these dudes hop on steroids and they hit the gym, and get husky. So
Yeah,
my
right,
issue's not that, but it's just like if we're going to short off of looks, I just don't see Batman, bro. I really don't. I want Liam Hemsworth to play Batman.
Liam Hemsworth.
I think he'll be perfect as Batman.
Liam Hemsworth.
The brother of
I know who
Chris
he is.
Hemsworth.
I'm looking at him right now.
He's older, he's tall, he's strong. He'll be a perfect Batman. He will be a perfect Batman for what they're trying to
Something
do.
in his eyes just doesn't give Bruce Wayne.
Nah, bro, he does, bro. He does. There's this one look where he looks just like the comic Aggerman. But I mean, but you can pull that for anybody. You can find ways to make anybody look like anyone. So who would you rather have? Paul Anthony Kelly or Brandon Sklenar?
Let me look at Brandon Sklenar one more time. Oh. Low key. Neither is that an option?
So
is that an option?
Another one.
I don't like either one of these guys for Batman.
Why?
Brandon Sklenar got this weird stash thing. I see him in a Western.
Yeah, and someone said the same thing, and then they sent a picture of him without a beard, and it looked AI'd. Like I'm like, bro, are y'all glazing this hard for this guy to be Batman? Like, is he that great of an actor? Like, I've seen some of his stuff. He's not like a breakout actor. You know what I mean? He gets glazed. Brandon Sklenar really gets glazed a lot, bro.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, no, I see Brent. Yeah, that's the other thing. Neither one of these dudes are very like great actors. They're decent. But you talked about Paul Anthony Kelly making that was his first major role, right? Yeah. He has no menace to his character either. We haven't even got to see him yet portray that. Like, there's no intimidation factor when I look at these guys. Batman's supposed to have that, like Robert Pattinson. There's something clearly off about that guy. Like, there's something creepy about him. There's just something not right. And that's why his Batman works. And the who's the Batman for Dark Knight?
Christian Bale.
Blanking on his name. Christian Bale. The reason why people say Christian Bale's Batman it didn't work is because there's no menacing there, right? But he worked best as a Bruce Wayne, though. His Bruce Wayne was pretty nice. And we need a Batman who's good at both. So we need a Batman who can portray that posh, upper class, wealthy, absurdly wealthy playboy lifestyle while still being the menacing Cape Crusader. And neither one of these guys are that.
I think that Sklenar lands the rage, I think that Brandon can do that. And I've seen a bunch of clips because, I've been following this train for a while. So I've seen clips where Brandon Sklenar could have the rage of Batman. Like, Brandon Sklenar's Batman is not what I doubt. It's Bruce Wayne that I doubt. Yeah. Because a lot of people don't understand. And maybe it's because we're still stuck in Robert Pattinson world. But like Bruce Wayne and Batman are two different people. You know what I mean? Like legit. This like Batman isn't like Spider-Man or Superman. Like Clark Kent and Superman are basically the same person. Peter Parker and Spider-Man are basically the same person. Batman and Bruce Wayne are two different types of people. One's a playboy, funny guy, and then on the other end, he's an angry freaking hero who wants to put revenge on the whole entire city and world because his parents got killed, and he hasn't gotten over his trauma. You know what I mean? And he's a ninja with high tech, the most resourceful hero ever created. So, like, the question is, can Brandon land that? And I've seen scenes where he has played the classy guy, and it didn't come out well because his ruggedness came out of that character. Versus, and I hate using an example, But when I see Ben Affleck, he was probably the perfect Bruce Wayne and Batman. If we are talking nice businessman to vicious killer, crazy hero.
Yeah, I would say Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne was really bad.
Yeah, but I will say that was more on purpose though, because he's obsessed with being Batman and he's lost himself in the cowl, which that
100%.
fits for the movie. But with Ben Affleck, that's probably the most balanced, or actually not him. Val Kilmer is probably the most balanced Batman that we've ever seen with the Bruce Wayne and Batman. I think Bale's Bruce Wayne was amazing. His Batman was terrible. And the voice, oh my gosh. Where is he? Who pulled the trigger? I sound more like Bane, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Not everything. Well, here it is. Not everything. Not yet. Like, come on, bro. Like, just put a book.
Pretty good.
I know. I'm really good impression. But that's why with Ben Affleck's Batman, the vocal coder was fire. What's up, guys? Jalen, what's up? Just tweet on it. Carter will be on later. Yeah. So just so you guys know how this works, right? So with the pod, Dallas is sometimes on Tuesdays because he works, but he'll be late. And Carter usually is late on Thursdays. But sometimes neither of them, sometimes Carter won't hop on Thursday. So it'll just be me and Dallas. So, the best way to take a look at it is Carter is usually Tuesdays and Dallas is Thursdays. And when they're free, they'll hop on either day. But that's my thing with, Sklenar. I'm not sure if he can play both well. And I think that, and that's why I think that Brandon Sklenar is going to be interesting if they do Gazzo. But I don't think James Gunn is going to go with the popular fan casting because he hasn't with his other ones,
He never does, bro. He never gives the fans what they want.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with him going against the fans, you know what I mean, to see castings. Like, he's like Rachel Brosnan looked the part for Lois. David Cornsweet, he looks the part for Superman, so David Cornsweet is basically a Henry Cavill lookalike. So it's like, I mean, he hasn't really missed. The only casting that I hate is Rick Flag. For some reason, he keeps abusing Rick Flag everywhere. He's in Creature Commandos, but he doesn't look. It's like he has the gray hair and looks fire in Creature Commandos, but he doesn't look the same as Superman. I'm like, where's your yellow shirt with your gray hair and beard? He's just like a regular.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Superman.
What's the? Yeah, I didn't even know that was Rick Flag.
Isn't that crazy?
He didn't he didn't say a word. Did he say a word the entire movie?
Yeah, remember when he arrested Superman? But mind you, he's the one that was the main character in Creature Commandos. And mind you, James Gunn wrote that. So how do you write this character in and then you don't model him to look the same as Superman? It doesn't make sense to me, bro.
Does he introduce himself as Flag? He doesn't say that he's Flag, does he?
Yes, he does.
He does. He's like, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Flag. I'm taking you under.
They call him Rick Flag in the movie.
No way. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a bum for it.
Yeah. Oh God, Batman fan casting is always interesting to see. Breaking news, but yep. And we talked about that earlier. That Variety put out an article that the movie's name is changed to Superman Man Tomorrow. And honestly, I expected that. I didn't think he was going to sell it on Man of Tomorrow. To me, that's just not a sellable movie. I think a lot of fans are like, "Who the heck is the Man of Tomorrow?" You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know the Man of Tomorrow storyline like a regular schmegular fan. But yeah, in regards to Batman, bro, that's my question. Like, I don't really see Paul Anthony Kelly being a Batman though. I don't. He would be a good Harvey Dent though.
Yeah. No, he probably would. I don't really see either of them though, to be honest.
Yeah.
More.
The actor said he couldn't change his hair at the time. Are you talking about this guy, Paul Anthony? Or are you talking about Brandon Sklenar? That's my thing with this though. It's like James Gunn has to find someone who can balance both sides, and who has the talent to, you know what I mean? Because we saw Tom Holland, who was talented enough to handle both sides, but his writing, but it was weird because in his movies sometimes he's a better Spider-Man and a terrible Peter, but then in other movies he's a good Peter, but not the best Spider-Man. You know what I mean? So it really depends on what the writer does. You know what I mean? Which is funny that happened to Tom Holland because, yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
It is. All right, now let's talk about the Spider-Man synopsis for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So I'm going to read the synopsis and then we're going to break it down detail for detail. So the synopsis says this: 4 years have gone by since we last caught up with our friendly neighborhood hero. Peter Parker is no more, but Spider-Man is at the top of his game, keeping New York City safe. Things are going well for our anonymous hero until an unusual trail of crimes pulls him into a web of mystery larger than he's ever faced before. In order to take on what's ahead, Spider-Man not only needs to be at the top of his physical and mental game, but he must also be prepared to face the repercussions of his past. Now, as I said, this is the Spider-Man 4 synopsis. And so let's break down the synopsis. So what we know is that in Spider-Man Brand New Day, there will be a 4-year time jump. So the story is set in the MCU year 2028, roughly 4 years after the events of No Way Home, which was 2024. This skip effectively moves Peter's past from most of his college years. So we most likely aren't going to see Peter Parker in college. We're going to skip over college, which a lot of people are not happy about. And this potentially is going to make him a more mature adult hero by the time we see him again. And I think that is on purpose. And I want to say, I'm going to spin it down. I do think it's smart because the Peter Parker kid stuff, I think, was getting played out. So I like how we're going from this, Peter Parker kid to now he's going to be an adult. Now, Peter Parker is no more, right? This confirms that Doctor Strange memory wipe spell remains in full effect. Peter is living as a ghost with no civilian identity or safety net, having dedicated himself entirely to the mask. So he is locked in to being Spider-Man. Also, this synopsis also says that he's at the top of his game. So after 4 years of solo vigilante work without Stark Tech or the Avengers' help, Spider-Man is portrayed at being at his physical and mental peak. And Dallas, I know you like hearing this, right? How he's kind of like become his own man. But then we hear the word repercussion or the sentence per se, repercussions of his past. This key phrase has led to an intense amount of speculation because it may refer to the unintended consequences of the memory wipe spell or the return of street level villains like Scorpion, who was first teased in Homecoming, or this could mean that Spider-Man is possibly dealing with some of the events that we're going to see happen in Avengers Doomsday, like Sadie Sink possibly being dumped into our MCU and her being Jean Grey, but not knowing who she is. You know what I mean? This might possibly be him dealing with the Punisher, the aftermath of Kingpin. Now the Hand is possibly going to be in this movie as well. Like even the effects of Daredevil, the effects of the Punisher special. He might be dealing with some of these things. And I wonder if, when Spider-Man does meet the Punisher, I wonder if they have encountered each other before, right? If it's been 4 years of Peter Parker doing his own thing, So from this synopsis, from this explanation of me talking about it, how does this make you feel about Spider-Man kind of being at his peak of being a hero?
I think it's about time. Not really. Yeah, like you said, the Spider-Man kid stuff is getting played out. It's really getting boring. To be honest, not been the biggest fan of Tom Holland's acting as Spider-Man. I think he's fine. I don't know. I feel like his acting sometimes falls a little flat. I don't know if that's really a him thing or a script thing. But yeah, it was just getting a little played out, So maybe an adult, mature Spider-Man will definitely be refreshing. Him being at his peak for fighting, because I know everybody glazes that scene where he's like fighting the robots, but it didn't feel like a very like threatening scene to me. And since then, like there were some good fight scenes here and there, but like I want to see good fight scenes throughout, like all throughout the movie. And obviously, we already know Jackie Chan's directing this, the choreography, so it's just it ought to be just peak. And a physically peak Spider-Man, and it's interesting they mentioned mental peak too. So hopefully that means there's no distractions of females infringing upon his psyche as Spider-Man. And it sounds like we're going to see him in the mask a lot, so it's just refreshing because I'm low-key tired of seeing Tom Holland's face. I'm low-key tired of the kid act and all that jazz. Just give me a Spider-Man who kicks tail.
I think this is perfect. I think that this is perfect for a guy like Destin Cretton to be directing, because we saw what he did with Shang-Chi, which means that the action, as you said, is going to be amazing. But I do think it's great for Spider-Man to be stuck in his mask phase. This is like Spider-Man's the Batman one. You know what I mean? Where he's just so stuck in being Spider-Man that heroing is all he does. And I think as fans, that's what we need to see. I legit saw a fan crashing out the other day about a deleted scene in Spider-Man No Way Home where Spider-Man legit stopped this crazy crime scene. It was an insane fighting scene of Spider-Man just being Spider-Man. And for some odd reason, they cut it out. And it's like, why do you cut out all these scenes of Peter Parker doing Spider-Man stuff? John Watts is a terrorist when it comes to MCU Spider-Man. I don't know what he did to Spider-Man, but he's a terrorist, bro. But anyways, I really do think that this movie is going to be the best Spider-Man movie of all time, number one. I think that this is going to be one of the best MCU movies of all time. And mind you, the Punisher and Sadie Sink's character, none of them were mentioned in this synopsis, right? Everything that we know so far is about Spider-Man. And can we just talk about, Dallas, how Marvel Studios in this synopsis covered things that fans want for Spider-Man to have? Think about this.
Yeah.
They covered the fact that he's a more mature and adult hero, right? Fans asked for that. Peter to not be a Tony Stark boy, but for him to be his own man. We also see that there is not a lot of Peter Parker. One of the biggest complaints was that the No Way Home trilogy or the Home trilogy was a lot about Peter Parker, not enough Spider-Man. This movie is going to be very Spider-Man focused. Also, top of his game. A lot of people feel like Tom Holland's Spider-Man was kind of everywhere in regards to his power. Now we know that we are going to see Spider-Man at his best, which means we're getting peak action, peak strength, peak everything. And also to make Spider-Man even better, he's going to do Spider-Man things, which means he has to confront his past, which is what Spider-Man always does, which we know is going to involve MJ, it's going to involve Sadie Sink's character, it's going to involve possibly Gwen Stacy maybe popping up, maybe Aunt May coming back. Who knows what's going to happen there? But like, this is why I love the MCU, Dallas, and why the DCU for me is lacking in the small things, because this is how you get fans excited. You know, you write a synopsis that hits on what your fans want, and this is what I want James Gunn to do when it comes to the DCU. It's like this synopsis understood what fans wanted, which is what makes fans so excited about this. This synopsis makes me so excited to see that we are going, to view and see. And also like the fact that, as I said, the Punisher is in this, Daredevil might pop up, Kingpin might pop up, who knows who's going to be in the Scorpion, Sadie Sink's character, the Hawk. None of these characters were mentioned in this, and we are still equally as excited. That's how you know Dallas, that they're really confident in this movie.
Yeah. And like that's what DCU just doesn't get. They try too hard to be different, go against the grain, try something new. Like MCU realizes the MCU knows who pays the bills. The MCU knows what is keeping their studio alive, and they cater to that. And DCU, for some odd reason, I don't know what purpose they do this, but they're like, you know what? You want this? Nah, man, we're gonna give you something different. Maybe you'll like this instead. Like, you don't have time to be living on maybes and potentialities. No, like your studio is on the decline. You haven't given good DCU content in a while. It's time to get together.
I mean, bro, even in the Spider-Man suit, right? Like the MCU could have come up with a whole different type of suit, right? That could have probably been cooler, could have probably been a lot like technologically advancing, right? But what did they do? They gave us the OG Spider-Man suit, like the straight out of a comic book. Like that's in it looks like good quality. There's nothing wrong with the costume. That's the attention, Dallas, to detail that as I need to see in DC. But I'm glad that Marvel is getting back to that point where we're seeing perfection.
Because before they had a little phase where they were trying to cater to some voices that were louder but still in the minority. They can't cater to the minority if you're trying to make movies. Yeah, and they learned that lesson the hard way, but they learned it.
Exactly. And as we see with Cyclops getting his OG suit back, and even with Avengers Doomsday, right? Like they know what they got to do, and kind of like how like we always say at church, right? That Christianity needs to go back to its ancient ways, which is what me and you are trying to do, right? Like it's the same way that Marvel is going back to their ancient ways. They're pulling the Spider-Man costume out of the comic book. There's no crazy edits to it. Like they're just making it like the comic books. Same thing with the Cyclops costume, straight out of the comic books, bro. Like perfect suits for Doomsday. And I expect same with Doctor Doom and all of these other characters. But I will say this: with Spider-Man 4 and Doomsday, Marvel Studios might make Disney over $3 to $4 billion this year.
Oh, 100%.
Think about that, bro. You like they're going to make Disney a lot of money this year.
They're gonna make bank.
Yes,
They're gonna make
Spider-Man's, and that's why a lot of people are tripping. Like, where's the Spider-Man trailer? I said, guys, Spider-Man could drop next week and it's hitting $1 billion. Like, there's like they could drop the trailer today and say, "Yo, this movie comes out tomorrow." Fans will show up. That's just it's like, and I would even say Spider-Man might be more bulletproof than Batman, as in popularity. Because I've seen Batman take some hits. Spider-Man, on the other hand, always rides strong. You know, Spider-Man might be the most bulletproof character that we have ever seen when it comes to fans showing up. You know what I mean? So
I guess so.
yeah, I mean,
We've seen some questionable Batman content though. We haven't seen much questionable Spider-Man content. Even the questionable Spider-Man content was still good.
A lot of people don't remember, and I want to talk about this. A lot of people don't remember, and I despise The Amazing Spider-Man 2. When TASM 2 first came out, and I remember this because I was a kid, and I was in the forums. This is back when they had forums, and I literally had to put in my dad's email because I wasn't like old enough. Bro, when TASM 2 came out, that movie, Dallas, got crucified.
Yeah.
That movie got legit crucified. And I'm telling you, like, the fandom hated Andrew Garfield so bad that they didn't do a TASM 3. And when Spider-Man was announced to be in Civil War, everybody thought that it was going to be Andrew Garfield, and they crashed out about it. I remember it's clear as day. And then when it was Tom Holland, the whole world erupted because the first scene, bro, I don't know how old you were, but did you see the trailer when they introduced Spider-Man in Civil War?
No.
The first trailer that they have is Captain America and Iron Man facing off at the airport, and Spider-Man takes Captain America's shield. First scene you see him, does a flip and says, "Hey, everyone." That's the scene, bro, of him holding Cap's shield. Bro, do you know how crazy we went for that scene, bro? Like, imagine that's the first thing you see, and then you see him, and then Black Panther, bro. Dog, bro. Like, the reveal of Spider-Man being in Civil War was one of the biggest things ever. And this is what Spider-Man 4 is giving me, that kind of excitement. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, Spider-Man is bulletproof because even after TASM destroyed Spider-Man at that time, for some odd reason, your generation loves it, and people love Andrew Garfield again. He was hated for a long time. I'm telling you, he was hated
because Andrew Garfield has been the best Spider-Man actor that we've ever seen. He just has terrible movies.
Yeah, he is the best actor out of the three naturally, for sure. But I think this movie puts Tom Holland over them both, personally.
Maybe in movie writing, I still don't think his acting compares to Garfield. But Maguire's to me is not even in the conversation. Like, for acting. Yeah, his acting was just so bad, bro.
Yeah, he's not the great actor. But I will say, I think that Tom Holland after this movie will be the best Spider-Man out of all of them. Let's see some comments. I'm sorry, I was talking about Rick Flag Senior or Rick Flag. LOL. I'm literally listening to the beginning of the stream and what you got. Oh, no worries, no worries. I heard that the final battle will be Spider-Man, Punisher, and the War Machine shoot. Oh my goodness! And Jean Grey versus the Hulk. Jean was able to use her mind manipulation to turn him back to Banner. That's how to beat him. That will be fire if that's true. Does that make Spider-Man? Yeah, let's hope that's not true. Actually, no, let's hope that's true. That's actually really cool. Does that make Spider-Man Brand New Day ahead of the current MCU timeline? I don't think so, bro. Also, I saw from a YouTuber named Kinda Culty. He said that Marvel could essentially do a loose adaptation of the final battle of World War Hulk and Spider-Man Brand New. Whoa, that would be crazy. I'm excited for this, but I love Peter Parker, but I get it. Peter confronts his past. He mentions Uncle Ben. Yeah, let's hope he mentions Uncle Ben, right? Homecoming and Far From Home are very questionable. Far From Home is a good movie. That movie is very slept on. That movie is very slept on. And I also adore Spider-Man Homecoming. That's not fair. Stop this narrative that Andrew was hated. It's like saying Cavill was hated as Supes. Both Cavill and Andrew were great, but needed a better script that stayed true to that character. So, bro, it is very true that both Henry Cavill, or that that Andrew Garfield was hated after TASM 2. I am just telling you the truth here, bro. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not telling my opinion. I'm just telling you what happened on the internet after TASM 2. I could pull up Marvel Studios News, or I think their new name is MCU Fan Show. You could go back to the episodes of them talking about Andrew Garfield, and them and a lot of the old heads of fandom hated TASM 2, and they hated Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. They legit wiped him away. And then the new kids came up, and for some reason, fell in love with Andrew all over again. For some reason, Gwen breaking her back, trying to be saved by freaking Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, took the hearts of everyone. You know, like I'll never understand it because I think TASM 2 sucks. But you know, whatever. You know, but yeah, Andrew Garfield was hated back in the day. That's what I'm saying. Tom Holland's Spidey in Homecoming and Far From Home is based off of Miles Morales, and because of that, automatically makes him the worst out of the three.
That's an interesting take.
That's an interesting take. Question though, would his role in Infinity War give him a boost over them? I think that Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man, and I might be biased because I got to experience him like I basically grew up with Tom Holland Spider-Man. But you know, I think after Brand New Day, there's going to be no competition about this. You have a person like Destin Cretton directing him. You have the action. You have all of these things. I don't think it's going to even be a question.
Like, Andrew Garfield's the better actor, and the best actor out of the three. Tom Holland has the best Spider-Man. I wouldn't say Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man because I think you give Andrew Garfield the role of Tom Holland in these movies, and I think he does a better job.
Not as Peter, though. Tom Holland's Peter. I will make the argument. Tom Holland's Peter Parker. I think it's better than Toby's, bro. Like I'll admit.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's much.
Well, no, because Toby, a lot of people will say has the best Peter Parker, but I think Tom Holland's Peter Parker is goated, and I think that Tom Holland, based off of his natural acting ability, balanced both Peter Parker and Spider-Man the best out of everyone. But I think this movie is going to show us that he's a clearly better Spider-Man than them both.
No, what I'm saying is,
go ahead.
What I'm saying is, Garfield as an actor can take whatever Holland does as Spider-Man and Peter Parker, and he just, as an actor, he's just better than Holland. And so he can, if you give Andrew Garfield the movies that Holland was in, like, he's better than all of them. You can't say the same for Maguire. You give Maguire the movies that Holland's in, and Loki, he probably ruins it.
All right. Can someone find this? How old was Andrew Garfield when he was Spider-Man, and how old was Tom Holland when he first took the Spider-Man role? Because I do think age plays in this. And mind you, this was Tom Holland's first role ever. Andrew Garfield's, I'm pretty sure he was in the game a long time before this. Tom Holland had to be like 21, right?
So Andrew Garfield
was 26.
26.
And how old was Tom Holland?
And Civil War?
Yeah.
19.
Or when he first got announced. 19?
19.
Yeah,
19.
So, you know, I mean, two different ages, bro. Two different levels of maturity, and they both portrayed two different sides of Andrew Garfield portrayed a non-accurate side of Peter Parker, by the way, but that's not his fault. But you know, I don't know, man. As much like you can be a better actor than someone, but someone can own a character better than you. And I think Tom Holland owns Spider-Man better than both Toby and Andrew, like both Peter Parker and Spider-Man. You know, so that's just my opinion. You know, that's very subjective. You know, Ned equals Genki. Young Aunt May equals Miles' mom. The scene of Ned dropping the Legos and finding the truth of Peter was pulled from Genki. Find out from Miles. Yeah, you're probably right. You can't sit there and tell me that when the MCU introduced Miles, that people won't compare Genki to Ned. I agree, and I do think that they purposely planted, you know, these different like elements to Spider-Man, and I will say No Way Home hinted to that you know that our Peter Parker is different. And I think with the reset, it's going to be back to normal with Uncle Ben and stuff like that. But I think that all plays into the MCU Spider-Man, making him a different Spider-Man. Like the best way to take a look at it is, and please don't take this literal for if you guys read comics. I view Tom Holland as like the ultimate Spider-Man of the live action Marvel. What Carter? Would that be the best way to say it?
I mean,
or
yeah, that's probably the closest thing we can get to it.
Yeah, or like we could say that like Peter Parker Spider-Man is like he's the Spider-Man torn of the live action Marvel Spider-Man. You know, you kind of resume at a point because with Andrew and Toby, like we saw the origin. We never saw Tom Holland's origin. We just came in and homie Spider-Man. It's low key like Spider-Man torn. You know what I mean?
I low key think like with his upcoming movies, I think for like Brand New Day is gonna feel like more of like a Spider-Man torn type vibe. But like I think once like this new saga starts, I think we might get like more of like an Ultimate Spider-Man type deal. Because like if they do bring Uncle Ben back, they have to do like an older Ultimate Spider-Man type of deal.
And also think about this, right? If we're growing with the characters, what if him and MJ have kids? You know, where he has a son and his son gets the symbiote and all that. Like,
We're talking about Mary Jane, right? Not Michelle Jones.
I think they're gonna change the name to Mary Jane, but I think her name's gonna be changed, dude. I think a lot of stuff's gonna be changed. Apparently, Zendaya has red hair now, you know. So who knows what the frick is gonna happen, bro? I don't even know.
Oh no.
In all seriousness, but what if the soft reboot Marvel pulls from the new Ultimate Universe where Uncle Ben is alive and the head of the Daily Bugle? That would be insane. I think that would be freaking awesome. That'd be. And by the way, Carter, we had to show our polls today on the show. By the way, Hunger Almighty, are you reading Ultimate Spider-Man? Because the final issue just came out yesterday. But anyways, okay, let's get to the next topic here. Wait, Carter, did you have anything? Did you want to say anything about this? About the Spider-Man synopsis?
I can't think of anything on top of my mind.
Okay, so the one thing, bro, that we talked about was how like James Gunn needs to take notes because they said everything that we wanted to hear. You know, and you know what? While we're here, let's just zoom through a few topics real quick. How do you feel about the DCU Batman possibly being pushed back until after Robert Pattinson, his trilogy as Batman is done?
Is that a question?
Yeah, it is a question.
No, that's not a question. That's bro. Like the fact that that's even happening in the first place is absurd. Like, why are we worried? Like, I think I sent you the Twitter post yesterday. Like, bro, like, why are we worried about a sticking third Batman movie? Like, we don't. Robert Pattinson's Batman needs to finish after the second round. Like, we're too worried about sticking. James Gunn is too worried about what his friend is doing instead of making money himself.
Yeah,
like not even making money. Like, he's too worried about what his friend's doing instead of putting out stuff that people are gonna like. Like, I'm talking. If this is like actual like news, like I'm not gonna lie. Like James Gunn is like actively selling the bag. Like he's playing this horribly. And I'm not going on Tuesday. I said like I had a little bit of trust in bro still. If this is true, I'd have zero trust in him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dallas, he said earlier, is cooked.
I mean, if that's true, it's real. It is cooked. Like James Gunn's selling. He has Batman in his fingertips. Like it's so simple. It's literally so simple, and he's selling it.
What do you mean by he has Batman in his fingertips?
Like I'm saying, like, dude, he literally has the opportunity to make a Batman movie, and you know how simple it would be to make a Batman movie. Like it's so simple.
Do you know what he could also do though?
I don't know. I disagree with that one.
Well, my reasoning for why it's simple is because his saying was, well, there's people that's done Batman before, so like we gotta try and do something different. Yes, you know how easy it is to do something different. The fact that we barely have gotten a Batman who we actually have like the actual characters who do actual things. We have yet to get a Court of Owls in a sticking Batman movie. Like we have yet to get all these other villains in a Batman movie, and like you have the opportunity to do it.
So here's the question: what if Zaslav is forcing James Gunn to do this because the Batman made over $700 million for the company?
Did it make $1 billion? No.
700 is a lot, though.
Yeah,
They need every penny they can get.
But at the same time,
I think they should just have two Batmans. I don't see the issue to having two. Like this whole thing about the fans being confused. I think that's just stupid. Be honest. Do you guys think fans are going to be very confused about having two different Batman if one is
the common
in a
fan
noir universe and the other has a Bat family?
Well,
the common fan will be confused.
I guess the common fan would be, but like at that point, it's kind of like you just weren't really paying attention to the movie.
Nah, I mean it doesn't make sense really to have like two different Batmans doing two completely different things. Like one's a fantastical.
All right, here's another question. What the heck?
Yo, bro, just tweaked.
Yeah, bro. Oh. Okay, let me switch this up because y'all said the common fan would be confused. If there was a Tom Holland Spider-Man, right? And then there was and then let's say that Jake Gyllenhaal had a Spider-Man movie, right? And we had our MCU Spider-Man and we had Jake Gyllenhaal as Spider-Man in the Venom verse. Do you think fans would be confused if there were two Spider-Man films, one with Tom Holland, the other with Jake as Spider-Man? Do you think fans would be confused?
No,
they would be
people
confused.
actually like Tom Holland.
I don't think fans would be confused about Batman because you would make distinct, like Batman's suit would be different than the Robert Pattinson's Batman. I mean, you have the Batman, you have him with Robin, it's different.
I think they would be confused, but it'd be a different kind of confusion. I think because like the MCU already has a multiverse built in, they'd be like, oh, maybe he's just a multiverse variant, blah, blah, blah. For DCU, there's no explanation as to why there's two Batman because there's no built-in multiverse.
Well, technically, Robert Pattinson is Elseworlds. He's not the main Batman. And the color palette would change, like the palette of the movie would change. Batman's fighting against more fantastical villains. When you look at the actor, it's not going to be Robert Pattinson. It's going to be someone else who's bigger probably than Robert Pattinson. Would it really be that confusing? The logos would be totally different. Robert Pattinson's Batman has more of the Arkham logo, which is this Brave and the Bold, will have more of a traditional Batman emblem. Like, would fans really be confused if it is Batman Brave and the Bold and the Batman Part 2? I don't think fans would be confused. I don't think so.
I think they'd be confused because it just doesn't. Because, like I said, the MCU has a built-in multiverse, so you can explain variants of anything. Like, we could have 3 different Iron Man movies at the same time, and it'd just be like, must be a variant. Like that thing on TikTok is like, must have been the wind. Yeah, that's how we think of variants in the MCU. Whereas, like DCU, why is there 2 different Supermen? Is like one of them a fraud? Is one of them Clayface? Ooh.
Okay, here's another question.
That's how they could use Clayface.
All right, let me ask you this.
They could just say all the Robert Pattinson stuff was just Clayface. Let me ask you this. And they bring in a new DCU. They bring in a new Batman.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that fans went to see Captain America Brave New World thinking that it was going to be Steve Rogers?
No.
Like what?
That's a dumb question. That has to be a dumb question.
Part 2 to this question. If Captain America Brave New World came out last year and then Captain America 4 came out in freaking June, would fans be confused that one is Steve Rogers and the other is Sam?
No. Why do you can't use that as
they're in the same universe, and we're legit about to have 2 Captain Americas in the same universe, and y'all are sitting in the same movie, and you 2 fools
and maybe the same universe
because there's a multiverse. Are you an idiot?
And you 2 fools are sitting here telling me that we can't have a Robert Pattinson Batman and a DC Batman at the same time. And
it has to be racist.
Y'all sound stupid right now.
You're slow. You're slow. No. You're slow. This has to be racist because
we're talking about 2 different Captain Americas that one is black, the other one's white. Like
also, bro, because you just mentioned that Captain America was in the same universe. He's in the same universe now. He wasn't in the same universe because he went to be back with Peggy because he couldn't stand going without cheeks for a few more years. Like, what are you talking about?
It was her love and affection, okay?
Yeah, okay. We all know what it really was because I would do the same thing. But let's be for real. Like, what are you talking about? Yes, bro. Like, call me what I am. Anyway, like, bro, the MCU has a multiverse. The DCU has nothing except for a corny Superman who's fighting against terrors in the earth. Like, that's what he's fighting against. Shut up. I'm talking. You need to speak less. Oh, yeah, my bad. No, what's his name? What's that dude the black dude that's in Superman? Huh? Mr. Fantastic?
Mr. Terrific.
Mr.
Mr.
Fantastic.
I don't know what they called him. Why? Because he was such a bum.
God.
Mr. Terrific. Bro, Mr. Terrific did more in that movie than Superman did. Loki carried the movie.
Okay.
So like Loki, like there's like you can't have two Supermans in the DCU. You can't have two of anybody in the DCU because there's no multiverse. In the super,
But
and
that's why it's called DCU Elseworlds. I'm saying you could just like the branding will be so different that no one would know that it's like no one would say, "Oh my gosh, I came here thinking that this is Brandon Sklenar," or "I came here thinking that this was Robert Pattinson." Like if you watch the trailer, fans would know, "Oh, this is a different Batman."
but neither series are built up yet because the Pattinson films aren't built up to have that level of we already know. Neither is the DCU. Both are big.
What are you talking about? The movie made over $700 million, and during Halloween, there was a whole movement of people.
No.
sitting
I'm
in the
not talking
dark
about how much money they made or how many
looking like
people
biker
saw
men.
them. I'm talking about the universe. Both are universal babies. It's
Yeah,
like
they're trying to do it
it's
right
like
now.
them introducing. It's like them introducing the multiverse in like Iron Man in like Iron Man 1. It just doesn't make any sense
Okay, so question.
because it's a universal baby.
Well, this is the Batman is DCU Elseworlds, which means this is not in our DCU universe. This is on another Earth.
Nobody knows that. I didn't even know that. I've never even heard of that.
Now, yeah, but if you saw it, you will understand. Okay, this Robert Pattinson Batman isn't the same as the DCU, right?
No, obviously I know it's not the same. That doesn't change the fact that like why is he not the same? Why is he not the other Batman?
Like, also,
You're ignoring all the other questions.
Because
after that.
do you know why? Do you know why? Because James Gunn said so.
I'm not a James Gunn glazer. I don't
I'm
get
not
on my
glazing.
knees and
I'm
worship
just-
James Gunn.
I'm not. No, I'm
so
just
James
saying.
Gunn saying so doesn't mean anything to me because James Gunn says a lot
He's the
that
president.
he's not doing.
Go ahead.
It doesn't mean anything.
But Stevie, also like against that point, like, yeah, the casual fan also doesn't know that it's like DCU Elseworld, like they don't know that.
Never heard of
So
that.
they're going to be confused. They're going to be like, "Dang, Robert Pattinson, he's a pretty big actor. Why is bro in the same universe as like let's say like Brandon Sklenar is the Batman? That's Brandon Sklenar. Like why is he in the same universe as him? Like people are gonna get confused about that. Like if you don't understand like the fact that it's like a different,
That's why they
like,
have us. That's why they listen to YouTubers and they ask us, why is there two? And we say,
Now I get it.
Why is there two? Because James, and we'll
this
say
is a marketing publicity stunt.
Bro's just trying to farm it. Bro's just trying to farm people to come to the
Yes,
stage. Bro's
yes.
just trying to farm income. Oh, I get it, bro. Oh,
guys.
okay.
they're gonna ask, and then we'll say, hey guys, come sub to our channel, and we can tell you right now that there's an Elseworlds where this is its own separate thing, and then we got the DCU. Boom,
But
problem
only if
solved.
you do a paid subscription though. That's only when we'll say that.
Yeah, if you want to answer
Okay, all
$5
right.
$5 a question.
Loki holding a
$5
monopoly on DCU information.
Okay, Carter. While we're catching up, and we'll answer these chats after this next question. I know you saw the glaze of this over the weekend. Brandon Sklenar versus Paul Anthony Kelly. Could you see him as being the DCU Batman?
I don't think he would be a good Batman. Maybe Bruce Wayne, but I don't think Batman.
I don't see it either, bro. I don't see it
Like I feel like as a Batman and Bruce Wayne combo, like you kind of have to have like that like you have to have like that millionaire playboy like type of deal like with Bruce Wayne, but then also kind of have like that mysteriousness like to you. And like I'm not gonna lie, I mean to be honest with you, they both really don't. Brandon Sklenar and Paul Anthony just like don't really have like that mysterious side to them, but like I think like if I could choose like both of them like to have like more of it, like it's probably Brandon Sklenar. Paul Anthony Kelly just like there's like no like side to him that like I can see him ever being Batman. Like there's certain people like where you can just like see it like when you're like nah he could definitely be it, but like he is just like low key L fan cast.
Yo, Brandon Sklenar is so glazed, is actually insane. He's not as good as an actor as people like portray him to be.
He's not at all.
They act like this man is a second coming of Bale, bro.
Now, what about Alan Ritchson? Because he was thrown around for a while too.
No, I don't think that would be good.
He
either.
would be good, but he's old, man. He will be a good Batman, and he's
Or
had too
Jake
many.
Gyllenhaal.
He's played. Oh heck no. But he's played too many DC roles in the past. because he's been Aquaman in Smallville. He was Hawk for Hawk and Dove. I'm good, bro. Like, stay away.
Yeah.
Some people think he's gonna
Hawk
be
Hawk and Dove. That sounds like
yeah.
a dumb show.
It was in Titans.
No,
It's a
it was in
terrible show.
Titans.
Yeah. Now some people think he's gonna. So some people think he's gonna be Wildcat.
Wait, time out. Did you just say Titans was a terrible show?
The live action, 100%. But what are we talking about?
What?
Here? Robin's a serial killer saying F Batman. Like what? Then he has to kill Batman because Batman became a murder machine. Come on, bro. We are not.
Bro,
we are not
I
doing this
love
right
that show.
Yeah, of course. We are not doing this right now, bro. Don't make me crash out. All right.
That show is elite.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Stevie. That was just a bad take.
Wait, did we all know you? Because you're here to defend Raven. Come on. Let me hear it.
No, obviously, Raven
Wait.
is the queen.
Wait. You know we're talking about the live action, right? Not the animated.
Either one's a queen.
Did you watch the live action?
Yeah.
Really? Who was the villain of Titan season 1?
I haven't seen it in a while.
It was Trigon, you idiot. Yeah, that's
Trigon. It was Trigon.
Bro, didn't
You're
watch
supposed
it.
to text me this information, Carter.
Season 2
bro, it
was
was too late,
Deathstroke.
bro. It was too late, bro.
Okay.
Stevie don't even know who the villain of season 2 was for real.
It was Deathstroke. Come on, bro.
Why?
Bro, you know
Of course you know
Robin
it's
is my
Deathstroke.
favorite hero. So, and you know, by the way, that Nightwing suit was perfect. By the way, Brenton
Who-
Falls, whatever his name is,
who-
he was the perfect dick, bro. He was perfect. His
Yo,
dick.
who was the villain of season 3? Wait, time out. Wait, no. Before you answer that was wild. That's a pause.
What was wild? What was wild?
Yeah, you heard that. Like I was like, I'm not the only one who heard that.
Why y'all tripping? Wait, I ain't hear what?
It went over my head.
Hear what?
No, that's crazy. Low-key, you know the best Nightwing we're ever gonna get? We would ever get would be Timothy Chalamet. Everybody knows this, but he will never play the role.
The villain
of
for
Timothy
season
Chalamet.
3 was Scarecrow and Red Hood, right?
You just looked it up. You're a bum.
No, I did not, bro.
You're not like me for real. I can hear you
All right,
typing.
what-
We can hear you.
What about season 4?
I don't think there was a season 4.
It was a season 4.
With
Ooh.
who?
It
Carter
was
Cooking.
Brother Blood.
Tim Drake, right?
Ooh.
Right? You hear me? That's
What'd you
when Tim Drake becomes Robin, right?
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
Brother
I
Blood
think-
was the villain.
I'm pretty sure that's when because I like stopped watching it after the break because I was like, I just can't. Once they did the whole Tim Drake scene, I was like, I'm out of here, bro. I'm taking a
I
break.
will say I didn't like Tim Drake at all in that show,
Yeah, I also didn't like how they handled Beast Boy either. I thought that was stupid.
and I also think what's his name? I really like Jason Todd though in that show.
Yeah,
He was
Let's read some chats. Let's read some chats.
All right, let's see where we at. Ooh, who, baby.
Please
I've been
stop
reading
singing.
dude. By the way, yo, Hunger Mighty Ultimate Endgame sucks. Can we just agree on that?
Yeah,
Oh my
please
goodness.
don't read it.
Crap, it's terrible. Don't waste your money. DCU Batman being pushed back to Rob Pat is so stupid. There's no way this is real. I've said that before, but these leakers, man, they be on point. I highly doubt this is real, bro. We've said this before. We highly doubt it's real, and then it's real. What's the source? Because I refuse to believe that Gunn and DC would be stupid on delaying. So Daniel RBK said this in his Discord chat. Batman having a Robin in the DCU is already different. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah, the common fan will be confused. The common fan won't be confused. You got to give people more credit than that. Just because they don't read comics don't mean they are dumb. Exactly. He said, sorta. That's fair. I don't know. Fans can be stupid sometimes. LOL. DCU Batman superhero Fantastical Reeves Batman is grounded in noir. DCU Bats has a Robin and
Yo,
Bat Family.
Rose is
Robin.
missing the entire point.
No, he's not. He's on point right
Yes,
now.
he is.
Why-
The
no,
point
he's
is
on
that
point. Bats gets a
Oh,
dark
glazed.
navy blue cape cow. What if Batman has a navy blue cape and cow? Would the fans say, is this Robert Pattinson? No, they wouldn't.
Hungry Almighty, you're missing the point. The question isn't whether fans would notice that there's a difference, because that's all you're addressing. Fans are obviously going to notice. They're not blind.
That's
The
a part of
question
the point.
is, stop talking. The question is whether they would know why the difference is there.
Who are you talking to, boy?
They were still questioning.
Hey,
Apologize.
stop kicking people.
Stop kicking people because you're wrong. Anyway, they were questioning why is the DCU Batman different? Why are there two Batmans? You haven't addressed that yet.
Because
Because
he's
you
wearing
can't
a different
the
suit.
common fan will not be, you can't explain that to them. They won't know
Yes, you
off the bat.
can.
So the initial questions are going to be, why is there two Batmans? You're not.
James-
You're just saying why. You're just saying that they're going to notice the Batmans are different. No, duh. They're going to look different. They're going to be in a different universe.
All James Gunn has
Alright.
to do. All James Gunn has to do is put out a video, which we know he does because he's self-centered, just saying, "Hey guys, my name is James Gunn. Look at my hair. Look at my wife. Here we go. I let my wife
Loki,
kiss
we all know
John
that his
Cena." Now back to the topic. My name is James Gunn, and there are two Batmans. This is a different Batman than Robert Pattinson's. Enjoy the movie.
No, really, I didn't notice they were different. Again, you just proved my point. Oh my gosh,
No, but like,
Carter, tell me, like, am I tripping, or is he not? Does he not keep repeating the same thing?
No, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
y'all sound
Two
stupid.
Batmans, it would throw people off.
Y'all think people are stupid, bro.
No, you just addressed my point twice in a row. The only stupidity that I've seen so far in the show is you keep repeating the same thing.
Okay, what
And not
is your-
addressing what I said.
What is your question?
There's no question. That's the
What
point. That
Alright,
what
did you
literally
say,
just
Dallas?
proved my point.
All right,
Back
tell
to
me.
back.
All right, tell me what you
The
said.
question is, the fact of the matter is, the common fan is going to notice that the Batman are different. Yeah, they have a different costume. Yeah, it's a different actor. Yeah, they're in a different universe. Wipe that stupid smirk off your face, I swear. Now, what the common fan will not know is, why is there two Batmans? Because there's no multiverse built into the DCU.
There is a
The common
multiverse.
fan-
There is a multiverse already built. James Gunn said it. That's why James Gunn said there's a thing called Elseworlds because there is a
Sorry.
sort of multiverse
No.
to the DCU. He said that.
What common
So-
fan is reading what James Gunn
so
said?
Dallas,
No,
so
the
Dallas,
common
so
fan
Dallas.
is not reading what James Gunn fan. The common fan is just waiting. That's where you're getting mistaken.
But-
The common fan
I-
isn't reading up on the news.
The common
But I
fan
will-
does
Yeah,
know
because we
that.
have a page.
No, hold on, Carter. But the common fan does know that the Batman is not a part of the DCU. The common fan does know that, bro.
I think you're really
But-
overestimating the common fan.
Even-
I think you think of
even-
yourself as a common fan.
Even if like
Sorry, Carter.
you don't have like, even if people aren't like reading up on what James Gunn is saying, like Peacemaker did also talk about the multiverse. Like it was
Okay,
put
but-
in there.
Okay, but a lot of people, you're missing the
You
tie-in.
can't
A lot of
say
people aren't
nobody-
going to see that
nobody watched
tie-in off the bat.
And you can't say nobody watched Peacemaker because Peacemaker.
That's not what I'm going to say. A lot of people just aren't going to see that tie-in.
I mean,
I don't know. I feel like
you can't make the multiverse argument because I think people definitely see that tie-in.
you think so.
Yes.
You know what? Let's call a casual fan right now.
Who you calling, Brendan?
No. My cousin. He's I don't even know if he even watches the DCU at all, but I'm gonna just use him. Kyler.
Yo,
I am on my podcast and I want to use you for a second as an example. All right. So you know how there's Robert Pattinson's Batman, right?
yeah,
And you know that Superman launched a new universe, right?
yeah,
So would you understand if all right, so like so you understand that the universe that Superman is in, they don't have a Batman.
yeah,
Why? Because Robert Pattinson is a Batman from another Earth, right?
correct.
So if so
You're feeding him answers.
Oh yeah, I'm not
So
gonna lie.
question.
You literally-
All right,
Yo, nah.
question.
Nah.
So question.
Oh my god.
Would you
mute him?
would you be against or like do you think you would understand why there's two Batman at the same time?
In Superman or
Yeah, okay. So like do you like would you understand if there's a Robert Pattinson Batman, right? And another Batman that fits in Superman's universe? Like, would you understand why?
no?
Oh my god, y'all might have just won the argument. He said he wouldn't understand.
Bro did all that. Bro led the witness. Bro
Okay.
literally gave the
Time out
witness the
again.
answer,
Wait, hold
and he
on,
still
wait,
proved my
wait,
point.
wait,
I am him. Worship me.
Oh my god. Y'all might have just won the argument. Y'all might have just won the argument.
What happened? Because my
Yo,
screen
just
He
won.
literally just proved the point. He literally just proved our point.
I want play-by-play commentary here.
Yo, see
What
these?
happened, bro?
Yo, you are cooked, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You just the rage bait was all worth it, bro. To see you fail so heavily, to see you fall so flat on your freaking face.
All right, basically, right. So I asked my cousin, who is a casual fan. I said, "Would you?" I said, so you understand that they would have two different Batman? He said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you understand why they would have uh, two different Batman?" He said, "No, I wouldn't."
And you was force feeding him answers.
You are giving him the answer. You are leading the witness. Woo, thank you, Jesus. Woo, amen.
Okay. 2027 Reeves Batman. 2028 DCU Batman. DCU Batman is now used for Justice League, and Robin is used for Teen Titans. Meanwhile, the door is still open for a third Reeves Batman. That'll be cool. DCU does have a multiverse. Oh, exactly. James
I
Gunn
wasn't
said
saying
it.
they didn't. I just said they haven't established it yet.
No, you said no.
Listen to what I'm saying. Words with the words.
The Batman is the established of the Peacemaker season 1 is the anyway. Okay, no, he didn't. But he's the CEO. Well, this Batman will have a Robin. While Robert apparently she will not be in this. I'm gonna miss some Zoe Kravitz. I'm with Stevie,
Yes,
not trying to glaze, but you guys are not giving the casual fan enough credit. You can't sit here and
Just
tell me when Brave and the Bold comes out that everyone won't know this is clearly a different bats. I still think that they would, bro.
You're still yo. How is he still proving my point?
No, he said.
Go back to what he said. Go back to what he said.
Dallas.
Go back to what he said. Stop taking that off.
Hold on one second though. He sent this when we were arguing earlier. This is like,
oh, okay, my bad. Sorry.
Oh my goodness, bro. Like, relax, bro. Bro was on the edge.
I'm ready.
Bro was, bro. Look. Saturday's coming. Calm down, bro. All right, you're gonna be okay. Like these fan castings either.
All right, bro. All right.
Just all right at best.
Oh yes. Nah. Wait, I just got what he said.
Yeah.
Oh nah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Titans. Bro. Yes. Titans was trash.
Wait, time out. Dallas. Low-key.
It's his birthday.
Nah, I don't care, bro.
His birthday Saturday. His birthday Saturday.
Get in that Uber and spin the block.
You're right. Let me call my Uber right. I'm gonna be off camera for a little bit.
You know what, man? Yo, I'm gonna tell Henry to. Never mind. All right, dear God, Titans is trash. Thank you, bro. Nightwing is one of my favorite DC heroes, and I'm telling you, Titans CW is trash. Bro, I'll take Supergirl and Clayface over whatever the heck Titans was. Facts. Heck, I'll take Peacemaker over. All right, I would never go that far. Peacemaker sucks, bro. Please let the DC Batman be gray and blue. Well, let's be honest. both Batman will still make the studio more money, and if this Batman Part 2 makes $1 billion, then he will be valid for letting Matt Reeves. If let me tell you this: if the Batman 2 makes $1 billion, we're not seeing DC Batman until 2031, bro. Thank you. Peacemaker made it clear about him on Stevie. Why?
Thank you.
Once the trailer drops, there won't be confusion. I agree, but my cousin just said he won't. He's been confused, so I don't know anymore. My faith in humanity is crumbling. Okay, now look at some comics real quick. Let's talk about Absolute Batman. Dallas, I know you wanted to burn for a little bit about the Chainsaw Man variant cover, so I'll let you burn that first, and then we'll talk about some Absolute Batman and Robin.
All right, so if you don't know, there's a very popular anime called Chainsaw Man. It's written by and directed by Tatsuki Fujimoto. Right, this anime has stormed the scene. Okay, not only has it stormed the scene, it's stormed the scene globally. It came over. The movie did crazy numbers, right? And in tribute to this, the latest Absolute Batman, I believe it's the latest, right? Correct, Stevie? Stevie, you there, buddy?
I say yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's so. The latest Absolute Batman cover was a tribute to the Chainsaw Man, and I don't know. Do you have a visual for that or no?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay, L Stevie, bro. L Stevie. But I will say the visual was super cool. It was the same. They didn't have the same exact pose, but it was a super cool color scheme. And honestly, it's an interesting thing because we always have this argument. Okay, manga versus comics. Why can't the two just live in harmony? And obviously, I'm gonna get cooked in the comments for this. But it's just really great to see anime crossing over onto a superhero scene. Of all things, to be on a comic book cover, that's just really cool. That's it's there's no need for this weird beef. You can like anime and you can like manga and you can like comics too. And it just shows the global reach that manga has. And if you don't already know, Loreverse does have an anime page that is in the works. So in the works, already out, but yeah, in the works.
He's on TikTok. He's on TikTok. Loreverse anime. And Hunger Money, can you repost your comment again? Because I'm not sure if you're talking about this comment or not. But let me just copy and paste which comment you were talking about. But let's get into Robin. So in the Absolute Batman series, DC has officially begun teasing the arrival of Absolute Robin. And this version of the character is set to debut in Absolute Batman issue number 20, which is scheduled for release May 13th, 2026, me and Carter's birthday month. But by the way, Carter, remember, your pools that week are on me. Remember that. I'm paying for all your pools. And
we're literally paying still on that Wednesday.
Yeah. What are you saying?
Because I'm literally paying for you too.
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to be nice and buy you one of those signed Spider-Man comics up there too. And Dallas, you got to tell me what you want for your freaking birthday, bro. Because me and Emily have been trying to look, but I don't know what the heck you want. Like, you want clothes or what? But text me.
Want money for clothes.
what about that money from Christmas?
Oh yeah,
yeah, bro. Look, yeah.
Double or nothing. Double or nothing, right?
Nothing.
$200, 200, I guess. Okay.
Bro, better get nothing.
Yeah.
Yo, clothes.
He finna get a, yo, I'm finna give him a gas station gift card. A Wawa. Yo, imagine if someone that doesn't drive a Wawa gift card, or like a Shell gift card.
Not even worse. You give him a Wawa gas gift card, so you can only use it on gas.
Bro, what if I give him a freaking a freaking gift card to the tobacco store? Bro, don't even smoke. Yo, do you know what I want, bro? I want Waffle House, bro. I want Waffle House, bro.
Bro, I've been asking for that for weeks.
What if you give him a gift
Y'all always told me I'm
certificate to a
ghetto
car
as a thug.
dealership?
Huh?
What if you give him a gift certificate to a car dealership?
What, $5? Okay. All right, Dallas. Hungry Almighty.
That's not how you spell my name, bro. That's not how you spell my name.
Jeez, relax.
My name is
It's just a name.
Dallas.
No one cares.
No one cares about your name.
No one cares.
Answer
If they cared, they would get it right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Dallas,
Answer
yes,
the
people
question.
will be confused and question it. Once the trailer drops, there won't be confusion because we have social media, internet, etc. You're acting like people will lose sleep over it. That's not what I'm saying.
Thanks.
We're just saying it's not a smart decision. Nobody was talking about whether people are going to lose sleep over that. That was never mentioned.
Low key, Dallas.
You're kind of adding.
He low-key just fried you, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he just cooked you there.
How? In what way? What do I need to respond to?
Because he's saying that, like, your overthinking will be answered by just them saying it on the internet.
So I think you're missing the original point, which was like, why? Right? That was the first question we started with. Why would you even do this? Right?
We know why.
Why would you? You know what?
We've talked.
I'm just gonna say,
Dallas, hold on.
my point was already proven. I don't need to respond to anything because my point was already proven when Stevie called his cousin. You just got a actual take from an actual fan, and you can say, okay, it will all be explained. That explanation doesn't really mean anything. Thank you for finally addressing that point, but that explanation doesn't really mean anything. Because of the day, you're like, would you understand if they did this? He's asking, would you understand, like, if they did this? Like, would you understand why? And he's like, no. Because it still doesn't make sense why they would do it. You can explain all the reasons why. They're in a different universe. They're all that. That still explains why would you do that? There's just no point to it.
Sense.
I'm hearing a bunch of yapping.
But again, my point was already proven. I don't really need to respond because we already saw it on display. I mean, we had a live guinea pig. So
okay. Yeah. Dallas, I have coworkers that don't even know there's a new Spider-Man movie in 5 months. LOL.
Well, golly.
Why do you keep spelling my name? This has to be rage bait. Hungry, I know you know how to spell Dallas. I know you do. Like, you spelled it right before.
Okay, so let's get back to Absolute Robin. So the official tease, DC released a partially redacted cover from issue 20, and it's basically like a massive R logo that Batman is standing in front of. Scott Snyder is obviously working on this, and Nick Dragotta is obviously doing the art of the Boy Wonder. Now, here's the question. Who do you guys think the Absolute Robin will be? You know, will the Absolute Robin be Dick, Jason, Tim, Carrie? Who do you guys think?
Absolute Robin, I think, is going to be Jason Todd. My reasoning behind it being Jason Todd is because in this Absolute universe, I think it's going to be more of a Batman versus an Absolute Robin instead of a Batman and an Absolute Robin helping him, which is perfect because the Joker's already in this universe. So it would be perfect for them to do a Jason Todd, an Absolute Jason Todd, like an Absolute Red Hood, and make it Red Hood versus Batman. That would be the most. That would be so elite. Imagine an Absolute Red Hood versus an Absolute Batman. You know how scary that would be? Like, that would be absolutely awesome, and it would sell numbers, at least in the comic book universe.
I think it has to be Damian because he's just the best one. And it's kind of like I don't think there's much argument for that.
Whoa.
I
Time
get-
out.
and I can just-
No, time out. What makes you think Damien? That's the worst one.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that, Rob? Why do you say that, Carter?
Because what's the point of having Damian Wayne in the Absolute universe? Like, where's your point at?
Why not?
That's not a point.
I mean, we act like the things in the absolute universe make all that like they make perfect sense anyway. I mean, it makes some sense, yeah, but like it's the absolute universe. You can do whatever you want. That's why.
No,
I mean,
it
that's
doesn't,
why.
it doesn't make any sense.
That was
That's why.
that was an absolute stupid take. That's what that was.
Like, you do. Yeah, no, this makes zero sense.
As someone who reads the comics more than you guys, like I don't see how you could say that.
See that rage bait would work on me, but I'm above such things.
Yo, it's definitely gonna
Like-
be freaking Tim Drake, bro. We gotta stop it, bro. It's gotta be Tim Drake.
Honestly, it might be
because
Stephanie Brown. It might be Stephanie Brown.
DC Comics have butchered.
Kick him, please.
Yeah,
Kick
bro.
him.
Yeah.
Don't be rage bait.
Yeah,
Kick
bro.
him.
DC Comics has butchered Tim Drake, bro. So I think that's what they're gonna do, and I think that this Robin is gonna be a monster.
Carrie Kelly, maybe.
What? All right, bro.
Please,
if it's Carrie,
please
if it's
get him
Carrie,
outta here.
I promise you, if it's Carrie, I'm dropping a series, bro. I promise you, bro.
Get him out of here, please, with these absurd takes.
Bro said,
I mean, I
please
think
Wait, he said, please kick him out there, Stephanie.
Loki. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Hungry Almighty. I've never even heard of Stephanie Brown. Wait,
Who
Like,
is Stephanie? Oh, you're talking
she's
about
apparently Batgirl. I've never heard her name other than Batgirl. And
Yo,
Carrie
bro.
Kelly? Who is Carrie Kelly?
the worst Robin ever, bro. She was Robin for a
Is
short
that
time.
a guy or a girl?
So it's a chick. It's a chick. But yeah, bro.
Anyway, I like personally. I said Damian Wayne only because I like him like a lot. He's my favorite Robin. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty biased.
I hope it's Tim Drake, man. I hope it's Tim Drake. And what if like so here is my theory. Whichever Robin it is, what if they're super rich and they basically like upgrade Batman's whole system? You know what I mean? To where he's operating at like a Bruce Wayne level, but with that Robin's money.
I mean, well, because you're saying Tim Drake though, so that would make sense for him, like completely.
Yeah.
What if it's an escape, like Epstein Island kind of situation, where instead of like escaping Epstein Island, they escape Batman's Island, and he's living.
Yeah, but
Hatred
Batman
of
isn't
his-
rich though in this. He's broke.
Oh, really?
He's broke.
So-
Oh.
Yeah.
So we all agree, like, well, I mean, I would because the one that like me and Stevie at least agreed on was that it shouldn't be Damian Wayne. But like,
Wait, why do you think?
I would say-
Why not Damian Wayne?
Because that's Batman's kid. That would be weird.
Interesting. Okay.
like
What if in the
and
universe
DC
it's not Batman's kid?
Mm-hmm.
Then that would be stupid.
and DCKO Night Fight, like there was literally like a point in time where like Batman had to like confront like every single Robin that he's had. Well, majority of them besides the trash ones. But like he got to Damian, and like Damian like literally had like the most like perfect world out of all of them. Like Damian was the best Batman. And like Damian had a kid named Alfred, like, but like that's the thing, like the attachment was so like intense there because that was Batman's kid. When you take Damian away from the fact that he's not Batman's kid anymore, it kind of defeats the purpose of him.
Yeah, I mean, the only way you sell Damien is if like he's like a I don't know long lost son or something. But that's not even how the story's not really built on like the legacy of Bruce Wayne per se. You know what I mean? Like that's not like it's not that's what makes him so different from like the mainline Batman. Like mainline Batman is connected to something. This comic has to be something different, which I think the Robin's gonna be mad rich and he's gonna upgrade Absolute Batman. That's what I think is gonna happen. Something like that. It's the same way the same way that Bruce Wayne upgraded all of the Robin's lives. This Robin is going to upgrade Batman, and he's going to go from this regular dude. And what if this Robin trains Batman how to fight? Like what if it's like a whole entire different situation? Robin might be more skilled than Batman, but Batman's the man that has a plan.
Yeah.
You think he's going to be in this wimpy little?
Not this costume right here. No.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You're not gonna be in a leotard.
No. Nah, they're gonna make some crazy costume.
Yeah, he's gonna look nuts. Like Absolute Batman's costume is so peak, bro.
He's probably gonna look kind of like how Batman does. Like he's gonna look.
He's gonna be big buffing.
Yeah.
I think Batman in this universe would have been
after this Absolute universe is over, they have to do this in an animated, bro. You have to. There's no way you don't.
No, they need to do. They need to make DCKO in the DCU.
That'd be crazy. But like, just imagine. But just imagine Absolute animated. Like this is what James Gunn like. Oh man, sorry. He drives me insane. Like, bro, what if Dick Grayson is an actor from Absolute Batman and something tragic happens that causes him to become Robin? Interesting. Yeah, because they wouldn't need the same tragedy. But what if, Hunger Mighty, this Robin basically has Bruce Wayne's tragedy? Rich kid, 2 parents get killed, and then he ends up becoming Robin, and that's how they run into each other. Because I feel like the big R logo means that he has more money than him. Because why would there be a big R logo? I don't think it's just branding. I think it means something. I think it means money. All right. Next topic here, another Steve Rogers thing about Captain America. So check this out, guys. So in the Fantastic Four, the original post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four First Steps was going to feature the Fantastic Four visiting Steve Rogers in their universe to ask for his help with the incursions. However, this scene will now appear in Avengers Doomsday. So apparently, this was always in the plans that Steve Rogers is going to be on the Fantastic Four's Earth. How does this make you feel that the Fantastic Four has already been communicating with Steve Rogers? If this is true.
I mean, I think it's gonna. I don't even know. Like, I don't think it's gonna have that much to really play into. Besides the fact, like, he was like on that universe, like. The thing about it is that it's like you gotta look at it from like, okay, like Steve Rogers was there. He really shouldn't have been. But like at the same time, like I mean, we kind of talked about it on Tuesday. Like Dr. Doom was there. He was kind of there because like Steve Rogers is there and all this other stuff. Like I don't think a post-credit scene at that point would have meant a lot, but like. As of right now, like we kind of already know, like Steve Rogers was like not in this universe, was like somewhere else.
Hey Dallas, how do you off topic? The Dino Thunder skins are in Fortnite right now, so I'm buying it right now. But Dallas, how do you feel about this rumor?
Oh
The
no,
Dino Thunder skins. What is that?
Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Ew.
Yeah, but Dallas, hey, go ahead, bro.
I don't really care. I'm kind of tired of Steve Rogers. I don't want to.
He's been going for like 10 years, for like 8 something years.
I'm tired of him. I was tired of him already, bro. I'm just not the biggest fan of like bringing back characters to drag him. Like you're basically dragging a dead skunk. Like I don't know. He is important now, and so we have to have him. But like I don't know. I'm kind of glad that we saw a movie without an Avengers movie without him. That was awesome. That's pretty cool. Well, we're a
close your mouth.
Sorry.
Why don't you like Steve Rogers?
Not paying attention.
He's an idealist, and I think idealists are. I don't know. He's just an idealist. I just don't like his philosophy. Anyway, I think I don't know. It probably would have been important, but it kind of doesn't. Also, like, because I thought, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it would have just been more to muddy the water, and like they didn't really need that in the Fantastic Four movie because it was supposed to be something fresh and like exciting and like the new Fantastic Four. Because geez, we already know what the old movies were, so it kind of felt like they only wanted new faces in it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I think that this is fire. Him being on the Fantastic Four, I said this raises a lot of questions. How did he get there? Who was involved? Like there's a lot of questions. What multiversal force, brought him to do all this? So there's those questions. But I mean, and also like, do they know about Steve Rogers because Doctor Doom came to them about it? You know what I mean? Like that would be the question that I have. And that's that's kind of that's kind of what's making me go crazy. So I don't know. I mean, would you guys like seeing the scene though in Doomsday?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I think it would just add to the story, like add more to the lore. So I think if anything, like it can't make the movie worse. Like it'll only make the movie better.
I agree. I mean, it would have been fire though if at the end of, you know what I mean? Like it would be fire if in the end like Steve Rogers popped up. You know what I mean? Like fans would have went crazy, bro. Like the hype would have been crazy, but it's whatever, I ain't really tripping about it. There's so much more to this story. Like, I just need to see a trailer, bro. I just need to see the trailer. Okay. Now, let's talk about. Wait, hold on. There's a comment here. Wait, so is Steve living in the Fantastic Four universe and the Fantastic Four don't know, or does he live in the past of that universe? Brother, I honestly have no idea what's going on. Just being real with you. I think that Doctor Doom maybe tells them about it, something like that. I just, I don't know, man. We gotta, I don't know. They need to figure that out, bro. By the way, this White Ranger skin is so gas. Thank God I should got this. All right, let me turn off my PS5. Okay, so yeah, this is fire. Okay, now we're gonna get to the next topic here. We're gonna talk about some Peaky Blinders. The trailer, the full trailer came out today, and me and Dallas lost our minds. What, Carter?
I'm gonna head out because I don't know nothing about this.
All right. Well, I need you to stay on just so after this we can show our pools.
Hey, what are you talking about? You don't just leave the show because you don't know anything about it. Y'all talk about comics all the time, and I don't know jack about comics.
Brother,
don't be selfish.
I wasn't supposed to be on tonight.
Womp womp womp. Nobody cares. If you're gonna devote your time to something, you're gonna do it all the way. God says do everything with excellence, to the fullness of your ability.
How many Tuesdays have you missed?
Not that many actually. Because I still hop on late, but I hop on and I stay on. Also, I have an excuse because I'm working. What's your excuse? You want to go talk to Bella? Want to go play Fortnite? Huh? That's what I thought.
First off, we all know dang well I'm not playing Fortnite by myself.
Since we're dropping names, let me stop. Okay. All right.
Stop any. I'm an open book.
You want to start?
Is there any more DC topic stuff? No. So I will say after this topic, we are going to go through our comics, which we are going to talk some DC real comics, but we're going to talk Peaky Blinders for a little bit, and then we're going to talk about our comic book pulls for the week and talk about just the comic, landscape, all that stuff, what we're excited for. But let's get into Peaky Blinders real quick. Okay, so the setting has been fast forwarded to 1947 years after season 6 finale, and Birmingham is under heavy stuff during World War II. If we know, Thomas Shelby has been exiled, which is dope. He begins like the trailer in like this self-imposed exile, living as a ghost in a mansion. Mad aura, by the way. He always has aura. The new leader is Barry Keoghan. He's officially revealed as Duke Shelby, and he's Tommy's illegitimate son. He is now running the gang like it's 1919 all over again, bringing a level of brutal violence that alarms even Ada. And Tim Roth plays a British sympathizer named Beckett who tries to manipulate Duke into aiding the Nazis. And so that's going to be interesting. And also Rebecca Ferguson, my queen. She's a mysterious woman from Tommy's past who confronts him about abandoning his kingdom and his son. And the returning faces is we have Stephen Graham back, and Ada is also back, and Charlie's back. So how do you now? By the way, this has a limited theatrical release. So I will say I am going to try to find what theaters this is in, so me and Dallas can go watch it. If not, and if we can't catch it, then there's a Netflix global premiere March 20th. So, how did you feel about this trailer, Dallas?
It made me excited and unbelievably angry at the same time. I will say this. From the scenes that I saw of Barry Keoghan in that trailer, very flat delivery. Personally. Now then again, I'm used to seeing peak when it comes to Peaky Blinders. I'm so clever. Anyway, I'm used to seeing I'm used to seeing rich acting across the board. But low key from the scene I saw, Keoghan kind of came across as a little flat in his delivery. I see what they're going for though. Like you can see it in his. There's something in his eyes that just gives something kind of like Tommy, but obviously he's not Tommy because he's not selling movies. We get that. But I'm super excited for Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders is probably the best show I've ever seen in my life. Probably has the best acting and the best cast that I've ever seen in my life. For live action shows. Across the board, Peaky Blinders has never missed. Not a single season of Peaky Blinders has missed.
Yep.
Not one. Even
Every
when
episode.
Arthur was strung, every episode was just fire from start to finish. Even when Arthur was strung out on drugs and they played that storyline to the grave, they really did. They played that storyline to the grave. But even then, it came across as just like, this is just Peaky Blinders. Like that scene where they're gonna go jump that dude in the bar in the lot after he'd been like stealing cocaine.
Yeah.
And can I not say that on the pod? Wait.
No, go ahead.
Anyway, the scene where they jump him and the song is woo 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 woo. So in the background, and then he's like teaching them this is what it's like to be a Peaky Blinder. Oh my god, this peak Arthur scene. I am so excited for Peaky Blinders, but also the old cast isn't here, and it's really sad. It's really sad to see. Like I don't see Arthur. I see. I don't even see Johnny Dogs, even though he's apparently in it. I don't see him in the trailer at all. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I liked Conrad Khan as Duke. He was one of my favorite parts of season 6. And I just don't see the need for recasting him as Barry Keoghan. I know they said time skip, but there were bigger time skips in the show, and they all kept the same actors. So it doesn't really make sense. I think they're just going for a bigger actor, one who's maybe more marketable. I don't know. Conrad Khan has expressed interest in returning back as Duke. He did express that. He said he loved the role. He said he wants to play it again. He would love to come back in the movie. It just didn't happen. It's heartbreaking. One of my favorite actors that I saw on the show. But I'm just going to have to suck it up because Peaky Blinders hasn't disappointed me yet. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that they don't do it now. This would be the worst time to do it.
If they're obviously going for Keoghan to be the next Killian, you know what I mean? That's at least the angle that I got, because I do think casting Keoghan is them telling us that he's going to be the future of this, and I think Tommy will be involved, but Keoghan, as we see, he's running the Peaky Blinders, so he's going to be in charge of the operation. And it seems like Tommy's coming back to show him how to do it, which I think is, I love a good mentor-mentee story. And I also like the play that you see in the trailer that Nazi Germany guy is trying to, you know what I mean, sway him in some way, but Keoghan didn't fall for it. You know what I mean? Duke didn't fall for it in the trailer. So I am very interested to see, kind of what's going on. And Keoghan does have a lot to prove. So but this
So what do you think
fire.
of his acting so far?
In it?
Yeah, like, what do you think of that? I know I said the scenes fell a little flat in my opinion.
The issue is all of his dialogue was showed with him in sentence, not starting a sentence. Like we don't see the reaction into him talking. It's all like quick, quick scenes. Yeah. So I can't really say nothing yet, but
anything yet. I can't really say anything yet.
I can't really say anything yet. Versus with Tommy Shelby, we see him saying whole entire sentences and going on soliloquies in the trailer. But with Keoghan, we get a lot of one-liners, one quick sentence, but it looks like he's like mid-conversation. So we need to see him actually. I mean, I need him to have a conversation with Tommy. That'll be my decision if he can really hold it down. So, but all in all, great trailer. I'm really excited. Okay, Now let's get to some real quick. We're gonna get to this real fast, y'all. So obviously, new comic book day was yesterday, and I wanted to add it because I know that some of y'all want to see our comic pools. So I'm gonna pull mine out. And yeah, so I have a really big pool list, mostly because I didn't go last week. So here we go. I read.
Do you want me
this
to get? Do you want me to show last week's too?
Yeah, sure. If you want, yeah, go ahead. Okay, so number one, we have Captain America issue number 7, freaking fire, Red Hulk. Chip Zdarsky's Captain America has been amazing, so that's hard. We also got Nightwing issue number 135, my favorite. Dick Grayson, my favorite character of all time. Let me move this light so y'all can see it. Dick Grayson is my favorite character of all time. This Nightwing comic has changed my life already. I also got Absolute Batman issue number 17 with Poison Ivy, Gas. We also got Action Comics. This is one of my favorite runs right now. I read a lot of Superman, y'all. So, yeah. This is basically about Superman when he's younger, when he's living in Smallville, but he's actually working in the military part-time for Lois Lane's dad, which is cool. Also got Cyclops issue number 1, which I need to read. I didn't read last week. I know, Carter, you're ready. Did you like this? Was Cyclops one fire?
Oh yeah, I really liked it.
World's Finest issue number 48, Superman and Batman. Excited to read that. Spider-Man Torn issue number 5, the final issue of the run. Okay, fire. We also got my favorite comic book run right now, Absolute Superman issue number 15. Gas. And this is where Hawkman and Absolute Superman fight against each other, which I low-key swore I bought this, but I don't know if I might have another copy. DCKO issue number 4. I need to read it. So we lit. And then I got 2 variant covers. One I'm giving to Carter because I don't need the other one, but this is the variant cover I got for the last Ultimate Spider-Man issue. This is Gas.
That's cool.
That's cold. And then here's just the regular mid one.
Lame.
Yeah, super lame. So Carter. Oh yeah, and then I got one more thing. And then I went to Ollie's today and got this.
The Ollies.
I got Superman Unchained. This is New 52 Superman. And Carter knows this, but if you guys don't know, I read a lot of Superman. I love Superman comics. So that's what I got this week. And obviously I have a vast reading list, like you guys know, but that's kind of what I got for Carter. Let me see your pools.
All right, so this is my last week pools. I got Moon Knight. Was really good. I'm not gonna lie. I am very excited for the second one. This first one was like didn't really get to see much of him, but like it was still like the storyline and plot was like still really good. Got Cyclops. I absolutely love this. We get to see Cyclops like he's still with the X-Men, but like he's still like by himself for it. Like and I absolutely love it because I want to see like him by himself and see like what he does by himself. Like it's so good. We got Spider-Man Torn, big Spider-Man guy. So Spider-Man Torn, the last issue was so good. DCKO, Stevie, you need to read this first. Like actually need to read
issue 4.
Bro, it's so good. It's so good.
I'm gonna read that tonight.
And I'm not gonna lie, this cover is gas too. We got Nightwing. What is this? Nightwing what?
153, right?
135.
Or 130.
Nightwing 135. Haven't read that yet. I haven't read any of my pulls for this kind of week.
Wait, did you read the other 2 Nightwings?
Yeah.
Bro, aren't them that's on fire, bro.
I know. Daredevil and Punisher 4, such a good one. It really reminds me of Daredevil Born Again. Like Daredevil and Punisher's interaction with this is like literally like if you take this and put it like in like a TV show, like Daredevil Born Again, like the interaction between Daredevil and Punisher in the TV show is like literally the same thing as in this comic. It's if you love that part, like you would love this comic run. And then I have World's Finest. I still need to read the one before this. I haven't read it yet. And then the Amazing Spider-Man 22. I got the Hell's Kitchen variant. This
Oh, that's
cover is
hard.
gas.
That's hard.
It's so fire. I'm telling you, I read so much Spider-Man. I'm reading like 4 different like sticking Spider-Man runs right now. It's actually insane.
4 is a lot for you. Don't stress yourself out, man.
So Dallas, what you're reading? Are you reading any mangas?
I'm not honestly the biggest manga fan. I will say manga and comic books struggle to hold my attention. Like I just start zoning out after a while.
Well, you did like Scott Snyder's Batman though, right?
I will say that was pretty decent. Yeah, that also struggled to hold my attention, but I had to like just tell myself you're gonna sit down, you're gonna read it, because like everybody says I'm gonna like it. I need to borrow that, by the way.
I bet when you come over my house, I want you to read the first few pages of House of M and tell me how you like it.
House of what?
House of M.
What's that?
It's an X-Men mutant
X-Men.
Scarlet Witch story when she like crashes out.
Oh, Scarlet Witch.
It's really fire. But all right, guys, we're going to end the show here, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this time for us talking. We will be back next Tuesday. If you guys have any topics, okay, please, I will put out a post and put comment below what topics you want to hear. Comment below what you want to talk about. We are here to talk to you guys too, not just yap about topics. There will be clips going up every day. Sometimes 1 clip, sometimes 2 clips, like today. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at the Loreverse Live Pod. Have a good night and see you guys later. Stay crispy. Peace out.
See ya.